since it's what you cooking.
Woo woo! Welcome back to another episode of Real Talks with You, with your one and only you. This is your girl E. I am back again today with another episode. If this is your first time tuning in, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow me on my Instagram pages for new episode updates and all that good stuff. I am always so excited to come back and talk to you guys. Like, it's crazy. Even though I'm not talking to you guys face to face and all that, sometimes when I'm recording, it feels like you guys are right here and I'm talking to you. Look, I want to say one thing before we get into it. Oh, yes, quickly. I am from the DMV. Woo, woo. And for those that don't know, the DMV, get into it. I am from the V, Virginia. Originally from AVA, Alexandria. I just found out that they made like a nickname for our city. And I cannot stop saying it. AVA, like, that sounds so like, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, yes, this is Ohemaeminado, Ohemaeminado, Eunice. That's where we get the EU from. And I'm just ecstatic today. I'm going to get straight into it. We're not going to waste too much time. Quickly, though, I have a question for you guys. So they say life is for the living. That is my favorite quote ever. Okay. Life is for the living. Do you guys understand that? To me, it's like something spiritual. Like I always take things, I think about things on a whole nother level. I think when you're alive, you're kicking, you're going, you're moving back and forth, you have strength. Not a lot of people have that. You use it to your advantage. Don't waste this temple, okay? We are temples of Christ. For y'all that don't know, I am a Christian, so I will be tapping into my Christian side when I'm talking to y'all. Life is for the living. God gave us life, and He wants us to live. Do not waste your temple. Do not spoil the temple. Live life. Don't worry about what people have to say about you. Don't worry about all the negative things all the time. We can't help it, right? Sometimes we're going to do that. But do not constantly worry yourself, mentally drain yourself because things are not going your way, or because you feel like somebody's talking about you or you don't like. Look, live life, period. I say all of this because I've realized how short life can be. Today you're here. It's like everybody loves you when you're here until you're gone. It doesn't matter who you are at the end of the day. Once you're gone, and it's like, life still has to go on. You feel me? But my thing is, can you live life? Are you living if you're dying inside spiritually? If internally you're deteriorating? I don't know if I said that word right or not, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. Are you living if inside of you you're dying? Whatever we feel on the inside is what starts to show later on the outside. That's why sometimes they say don't overstress yourself, don't think too much. Because sometimes we're so spiritually drained, we're deteriorating inside, and it starts to physically show on our body. Is that what you want? You're basically rotting on the inside, that it physically starts to show, whether it be attitude, characteristics, body-wise. That's disgusting. Okay? Let's try to live life to the fullest. Okay? While you're alive right now, while you're kicking, live life to the fullest. Nobody fucking matters at this point but you. Period, point blank. Nobody matters but yourself at the end of the day. Because guess what? When you're 6 feet under, it's just you in that casket. Baby girl, sweetie, honey bun, sir. You're not there with your homie or Pamela or Jesse. You're there by yourself. Okay? So let's make living worth our while. Because some people don't have that. So, we're going to get into our topics for today. We got a couple things to talk about today, okay? So, baby girls, let me ask y'all this. Are y'all dating men? Let me say this. Do y'all think you guys are dating men? Or are y'all dating boys? Because sometimes it's hard to differentiate, right? But let me tell you this. A lot of the things that boys have time for, real men, real niggas don't. Period. Let me say that again. A lot of the things that these boys have time for, real niggas don't got time for. Sometimes I sit there and I'm like, I look at the way my man moves and everything and how hard working and determined he is. He inspires me a lot, and he don't know this, but he inspires me a lot to keep on going no matter what I'm doing. He inspires me to get up and go and do anything. There's there's a lot of things that maybe he might not, but he's always made it clear that not to sit on my blessings. You gotta go and get what you need. Okay? Because let me tell you something. There could be a man that's 40, 50, 30, whatever the case may be, and still have a boy mentality. Okay? Someone could be 20, 30, whatever the case may be, and have a grown man mentality. It's all about the mind. It's all about how you as an individual, as a man, how you decide to carry yourself. Sometimes with us women, we just fall in love so quickly, we don't really pay attention to those red flags, and then before we know it, boom, right? But let me tell you this. Let me use this as an example. I was talking about this on my live the other day. It's a lot of y'all girls, a lot of y'all baby girls that are causing havoc and problems in y'all homes because y'all want y'all man to show y'all off on social media, here, there. Let me tell you something. You have to know the kind of person that you're dealing with. Period. A lot of men, once again, a lot of real men don't have time to be sitting there trying to figure out what picture of you is cute enough to post on their social media. A lot of men don't have time to be picking up their phone to catch y'all good angles to post on social media. A lot of real niggas are not social media guys. Yes, they'll have a page or two just to go and check out what's going on for entertainment. But there are people that don't want their private lives outside, like on the open for everybody to see. Because a lot of real niggas realize how hot it can be in these streets. A lot of real niggas know the kind of things that can happen to families outside here in these streets. So they don't have time to be tussling with you over a post. If you feel like you want to broadcast, let me tell you something. Social media, for real, us women, we're the ones that like to post. We're the ones that like to, show out. You get what I'm saying? And most of the time, our men don't mind. Okay? Because they tend to know that this is the kind of things that we find joy in, right? Social media, taking pictures, all of that stuff. Yeah. Young, old, we all love it. If it, us, it's with Instagram, Snapchat. Our moms love Facebook and all that. So our men do understand. But please don't go ripping his head off because he's not on the same tip as you, mama. Stop. Once in a while, cool, right? And I know what y'all gonna say. Oh, well then maybe your man don't, he don't want to show you off. So let me tell you something. That's wrong. That's such a bad mentality because you could be in such a happy home. Everything could be going so well. And because you've seen Jimmy repeatedly posting his girl or his... That's how Jimmy is. Jimmy ain't like Isaiah. Isaiah is not a social media freak like Jimmy. Everybody is built different. But most men are not always going to have time for that. So ladies, please, enjoy your real nigga. Spend time with your real nigga. There's a lot of people that are showing us so much on social media, but there's war going on. Okay? It's cold at night. While everything seems to be going okay with you, you're going off of what you see on social media with somebody else's relationship that is totally different from yours. If what you're doing is working for you, keep on keeping on. Leave Isaiah alone. He's a real nigga. Period. Okay? So that's that. Okay? So I'm going to leave that at that. My next topic, we are going to be talking about Erica and Safaree. I've been trying to talk about this for so long, but I haven't got to it yet. But I want us to talk about Erica Mena. For those that don't know, Erica Mena and Safaree was on Love and Hip Hop. For those that watch reality TV, for those who don't, I think Erica, she's an actor, she's a singer. Do your own research. That's not what I'm here for, okay? But for those who do follow their Erica and Safaree's line, it's a whole disaster, okay? Let me give y'all a little background on what I know or what I've seen with these two. They are they were a married couple that are now divorced. Of course, we only see and know what we know, right? But there's probably more to the story. But I just want to use them as an example for our discussion. So Erica Mena is a Latino, woman, and she is, when I tell you she is spicy, okay, and fierce. I personally love Erica Mena, okay. She doesn't have, she's had kind of like a very tough storyline. Okay. People, like I said, people mainly know her from Love and Hip Hop, from back in the day, and I think she's still doing it now, if I'm not mistaken. But people typically see her to be crazy and all that stuff. But that's the thing. People always want to point out the bad things about you. You know what I'm saying? Because personally, watching this young lady grow from the beginning of Love and Hip Hop till now, if you're somebody that sits down and likes to think things over and not look at situations from a different standpoint, you will see that being pushed to the limit sometimes can really take you out of character. And I feel like people judge her so wrong because of that. But she has really grown a lot throughout the years. Everybody has work to do on themselves every day. Okay? And nobody's perfect. But her and Safaree's story was actually a very interesting story, because back in the day, Safaree used to have the hots for Erica so much, but Erica was like, Safaree. Now, for y'all that know who Safaree is, Safaree likes to play a lot. You know what I'm saying? Even at his big age, most of the time, to me, he's on joke time. Okay? And he used to always be like, I want to be with you. I love you. Whoopty whoopty do this, all that. Like, really pressed over Erica. And Erica used to be like, boy, bye. Like, boy, bye. I don't got time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a boss. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't have time for your games. Like, boy, bye. Eventually, sometimes like poke, 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 poke. So I feel like eventually Safaree started to grow on her. Okay. And they decided that they were going to be together. Now, there are certain situations where it's like, if you personally know that you're not ready for a certain situation, please do not go rushing yourself to get into that predicament. Because once you're in, it's very hard to turn back around. Okay? Because I personally think that Safaree liked the idea of Erica Mena, but didn't know how everything was going to go as far as relationship wise. He is not mature enough for what he was going in for. Erica Mena looks good. You know what I'm saying? She's a very beautiful woman. So I feel like he liked the idea of the relationship, but he just did not know that being an adult comes with responsibilities. And sometimes as adults, we tend to forget that there are responsibilities that we're going to eventually have to take care of if we like it or not. She married him and Erica Mena got married. They have 2 kids now. And when I tell you, watching their relationship from the very beginning to now and how it just sunk down to the ground, I'm telling you, like, women, when we go through a lot. And gentlemen, I really do hope that you guys are listening. We go through a lot. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes our moods, we don't mean for our moods to be the way it is. Like, we don't know why God made us this way, okay? But he made us this way. We have periods, we give birth, postpartum after, you know what I'm saying, and all of that stuff. Like, we go through so much. So we just need a shoulder to lean on just to make our lives just a little easier. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard when you guys decide to add on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying all of you guys are like that, but I'm just saying, please try to make life just a bit easier for us, because most of the time, y'all come for us. There are women nowadays that are approaching men, but I heard on the streets through the grapevine that y'all don't even like that. You know what I'm saying? When y'all feel like a woman is coming up to y'all to talk to y'all or something, it kind of scares y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, but most of the time it's y'all men that approach us and want to be with us. And it's like, you give us all this energy just to, you know what I'm saying, show us otherwise. And sometimes y'all don't do it immediately, but it even hurts more when y'all drag us. That's why it's just, you just have to sit down as an individual sometimes and just think. Am I ready for this? Is this something that I want to do? What am I going to get at the end? Is this going to benefit me? I don't think Safaree had time to sit down and think about all that. Now there's these two kids. Now, like I said, we only know what we see, right? We don't really know the whole story. But the main thing about this whole thing is how much effort was put forth into Safaree and Erica's relationship in the very beginning. And it's like, later down the line, it's like Safaree really just turned a whole 360. And Erica was going through her moods and postpartum and all that with these two kids. And it took so much out of her. Sometimes a woman don't need to let you know that she's going through pain or she's hurting. It physically shows. For those that can see, will see. A woman could go out and be having a good time and all of that stuff. And behind all of that is pain and tears and sorrow. You know what I'm saying? For me, I want to be treated right, because I can reciprocate that same energy. Y'all need to learn to be real. Be realistic with yourself first. You have to be real and true to you before you can go out there and be real for somebody else. Because that's what I feel like as individuals we fall at. You know, where we fall out at. Because we ourselves don't believe in ourselves. But then we go out there and expect people to automatically believe us because we think we're this certain type of way, without looking in the mirror before walking out that door. I mean, you know, and these are just my personal opinions. You know what I'm saying? Look at yourself in the mirror before walking out that door, thinking that everybody needs to look at you a certain way. Do you respect yourself? How do you think you are built? They're not going to know if you don't know yourself. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself in check. Check yourself. Stay true to you. Know who you are before getting yourself involved in any type of situation that you decide to get yourself in. Anything, you know. But Erica Mena and Safaree's relationship was a very public, you know, kind of thing. And that's what sucks about these celebrity relationships, right? Everything is always put out in the open, and when things are good, they're good. And then when things are bad, they're bad. And it's like, it's always hard for them to either move on or whatever the case may be, because there are people or individuals that are not celebrities thinking that they know their whole life and are judging them. And one thing about these celebrities is they take a lot of things that fans say about them to heart, because that's how they've built their life. We, the individuals on the outside, are their life. We're the ones that basically got them where they are. So a lot of the things that we say has so much effect on them and their families and their lives, period. And as much as they try to change that narrative, sometimes it doesn't work, because that's what they signed up for. So that is going to get us into our next topic and our last topic, okay? You know the kind of people that I respect the most? Individuals that realize their wrongs and try to correct them. Yeah, you might have did me wrong. Yeah, you might have made me upset. But I love an individual that knows how to say, yes, I was wrong. I apologize. How can we move on from this? Rather than individuals that think that there's just no wrong in them. Nobody's perfect. And at some point, even the person that thinks they're so perfect, the most perfect person, will make a mistake. That's how we were made. Nobody's perfect. But realizing that you're not perfect and that you need work is the best thing that you can ever do for yourself. Okay? It's easier for me or for an individual to forgive you when you've come to a realization of who you are. Anyone that won't accept or forgive you are against you. If someone loves you, they always want to see you win. They always want to see you go up, unless they don't. So if you're a friend of mine, or if you were an ex of mine, or someone significant in my life, and something happens, and you come to a realization and you're like, you know what? I don't want to be this kind of way. I've thought about the things that I've done. I was wrong. How can we move forward? That alone, you've taken so much off of you, and it's easier for you to move on and live your life freely. You don't owe anyone anything. But sometimes just taking a step back to realize some things just makes that day just a bit better. There are people that walk in this world and just think they're better than everyone, or they deserve all of this and all of that, and I have this. Those kind of people end up failing at the end because they can't take criticism. They can't take advice. They think they're above everyone. How can an individual like that win at the end? We might see something like that in the beginning, but at the end, we all know the kind of people that win. So, stay true to you. Once again, this is the end of my podcast for today. I hope you guys loved this. And if this was your first time, I'm excited that you're here. We're going to have an amazing time. DM me on my social media on Instagram. Send me messages on my Facebook page. Tell me what you want to hear. Tell me what you want to discuss. Tell me if you love what I'm doing or not. I always get great feedback from you guys. Make sure you subscribe. I love you guys. It's your girl E, and I'm signing off. Mwah, 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 mwah.